Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Thursday, 2nd January 2025. This day is celebrated as World Introvert Day. 2nd January, the day following the dreaded celebrations of the previous year, is observed as a World Introvert Day in order to better understand the numerous introverts all over the world. Now, from the world news, including one person dies as Tesla Cybertruck catches fire and explodes outside Trump's Las Vegas hotel. New Orleans vehicle attack, 15 killed after truck rams into crowd. Suspect shot dead. At least 4 killed and 4 injured in shooting in Montenegro. Israeli strikes kill 12 in Gaza, including the children as war grinds into New Year. 2 killed, 20 injured in Honolulu. New Year's Eve fireworks explosion. New Orleans vehicle attack. Who is Shamsuddin Jabbar, the driver behind the killing of 10 New Year's Day attack. Now from the Hindu newspaper, France's Macron acknowledges that dissolving parliament is a 2024 backfired. French President Emmanuel Macron and his wife Brigitte Macron. Mr. Macron expressed hope that lawmakers will form hawk majorities to pass legislation and said our government should be able to follow a path of compromise to get things done. French President Emmanuel Macron has acknowledged in New Year's address to the nations that his decision to dissolve parliament is casting France into a political crisis backfire. I must recognize tonight that the dissolution has for the moment brought more division in the National Assembly than solutions for French, he said on Tuesday, adding that I take my full part for that. It was as close as French leader has come to apologizing for his decision in June month that triggered early legislative elections. They produced a hung parliament with the National Assembly roughly split among the three sharply opposed main blocs, none with the majority to govern alone. Mr. Macron has since had to rotate through three prime ministers, with Gabriel Attal followed by the Michel Barnier, followed by the current premier Francois Bayrou, in an effort to find a consensus builder who might be able to bridge parliamentary divisions past the 2025 budget and stave off the risk of another government collapse. Gaza babies die from winter cold, say medics and families. Yahya al-Batron grieves as the holders of the body of his 20-year-old son Jova, who died from the hypothermia at Al-Aqsa Martyrs hospitals in central Gaza Sunday, December 29, 2024. The Hamas government press officer in Gaza warned on Monday of the impact of the more harsh weather expected in the coming days, saying it posed a real threat to the 2 million displaced people, the majority of whom live in tents. Yahya al-Batran clutched at the teeny clothes of his dead newborn son Juma just days after the baby died from the cold in their tent in the war-torn Gaza. We were watching our children die before our eyes, said the 44-year-old. The baby was one of the 7 children who died from the cold within the span of a week, the Hamas-run territory's healthy ministry said on Monday. We fled the bombing from Beit Lahia. Only 4 came to die from cold here, said the child's mother, Noura al-Batran, referring to their hometown in the northern Gaza. Saudi Arabia launched humanitarian air bridge to Syria. An independence Iraqi flag and an Islamic black and white flag bearing Shahada, the creed stating a belief in one God and acceptance that Muhammad was Allah's prophet, hang above a stall at the covered Hamidiya market in the old city of Damascus on January 1st, 2025. The air bridge established by the King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center, Case Relief, aims to alleviate the effects of the difficult conditions currently facing the Syrian people, SPA said. Saudi Arabia on Wednesday, January 1st, 2025, launched a humanitarian air bridge to Syria, delivering food, shelter, and medical supplies. The official Saudi press agency reported the air bridge, established by the King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center on Gas Relief, aims to alleviate the effects of the difficult conditions currently facing the Syrian people, as we said. Bangladesh Army Chief calls for the National Consensus Political Committee to down anti-Indian rhetoric. Bangladesh Chief of Army Staff General Waqar Uzzaman cooled down the heated anti-India rhetoric that was heard in the student-led unity rally on December 31st. General Waqar Uzzaman emphasizes the need of peace, stability, and national consensus in the Bangladesh for development and good governance. Bangladesh needs to build an environment that will allow reconciliation among the various stakeholders of the nation, Army Chief General Waqar Uzzaman said in a frank interview with the prominent news daily Prothom Allo. He made several critical observations on the policy failures of the current interim administration and said India and Bangladesh were dependent on each other on many fronts, and therefore both should remain mindful of this reality while taking decisions. Now, from Hindustan Times point of view, in Manipur, the search for peace. Impal, Manipur Chief Minister Biren Singh addressed a press conference on December 31st, 2024. For Singh's appeal to work this perception of bias need to change, and making that happen is the administration's responsibility, and apology can only work when it accompanied by introspection. Totaling and accountability, Singh's government must institute transparent investigation into the violence in Manipur and eschew any action that fuels suspicion about a partisan state. For the administration to become effective, it has to regain its credibility. To do so, it must prosecute every criminal, bring representatives of the every community on board, and act against those elements stoked clashes. The government finally has a chance to turn the tide of violence, but without accountability, the apology will ring hollow. The year ahead, how India stands to lose gain in Trump presidency. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar at a core meet United States, Australia, India, Japan. India has enjoyed access to sensitive technology via the United States during the Biden administration. One test of the Trump team's commitment will be whether such access continues. Strategic and economic foundations of the India-United States relationship have been remarkably steady. For 2 decades, India officials have said that they expect Donald Trump 2.0 to be more transactional and less generous, but still committed to improve relations. A circle of the advisors has sent at least 2 missionaries to New Delhi in the past few months. They have indicated a desire to move relations to a higher level, suggesting that the outgoing Joe Biden administration had allowed ties to be too overrun by the concerns over the issues such as democratic backsliding. The Trump campaign was marked by criticism of India's goods tariffs as well as the tariffs imposed by the other countries. Though he cares indirectly about the manufactured items, he is curiously unconcerned about the service trade. This is wonderful of our India, which runs a goods deficit with the United States, but a handsome $100 million plus services surplus with the United States. According to the economy of the country from the business point of view, GST up 7.3% to 1.77 lakh crore in December month. During the month under review, GST from domestic transactions grew 8.4%. Rupees 1.32 lakh crore, while the revenues from the tax on imports rose about 4%, rupees 44,268 crore. The highest overall correction was in April month of 2024 at over rupees 2.10 lakh crore. Government planning to ramp up our food testing infrastructure to boost exports of shell. The Export Inspection Council is set to launch an user-friendly online portal integrating a traceability module as a laboratory information management system, LIMS, and e-health features. The Food quality testing initiative comes as India is negotiating FTAs with the United Kingdom and the European Union, thereby seeking to improve domestic standards. Banks' non-food credit growth slows to 11.8% in the month of November. The advances to the medium industry rose by the 20% in the November month of 2024 as against 12% a year ago, the Reserve Bank of India data showed. The growth is the non-food credit of scheduled commercial banks slowed to 11.8% in the November month of 2024 on a year-on-year basis compared to 16.5% in the Reserve Bank of India's data showed. The RBI November 2023 stepped to increase risk weights on the unsecured loans, personal loans, and credit card segment in order to check the unprecedented growth that has helped in the moderation. Now going to the science attack, we have the districts with the excess nitrates in the groundwater at 7-year high. 440 districts with the excessive nitrates in their groundwater as of the 2023. Excess nitrates are a health hazard, especially for the young children found in the groundwater, largely due to this subsidiary fertilizer use, and the situation is worsening in central and southern India. The highest levels of the Rajasthan, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. There are 440 districts with the excessive nitrates in their groundwater as of 2023 report, and increased from 359 such districts in 2017, according to a report by the Central Government Board (CGWB) on Wednesday, January 1st, 2025. This is a health hazard, particularly for young children, and a source of the environmental toxicity. The data suggests that about 56% of the India's districts have excessive nitrates, defined as more than 45 milligram per liter in their groundwater, largely due to the use of subsidized nitrogenous synthetic fertilizer, a key input for farming. Concerns in South Central India, Rajasthan, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu reported the maximum nitrate contamination problem with the 49, 48, and 37% respectively of their tested samples respectively, supporting number beyond the safe limit. Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and Gujarat have long-standing nitrate problem with the relative levels fairly consistent since 2017, the report said. However, regions in the central and southern India are reporting an increasing trend provoking worry. Maharashtra 35.74%, Telangana 27.48%, and Andhra Pradesh 23.5%, and Madhya Pradesh 22.58%. Also show the notable levels of nitrate contamination, pointing towards the growing concern in the central and the southern region of the India, the report notes. Monsoon rainfall tends to increase the nitrates levels, with the 30.77% of the samples contaminated in the pre-monsoon period compared to 32.66% after the rainy season. Severe uranium contamination. India's groundwater steady. Anything over the 30 ppb of uranium is considered unsafe, and several of these samples were predominant in the regions of Rajasthan, Gujarat, Haryana, Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and Karnataka, where more groundwater is being overexploited, with the water being down. Out of that is a peak replenished by rains or other means. Uranium contamination. Other major chemical contaminants affected the groundwater quality are fluoride and uranium. Fluoride concentrations exceeding the permissible limit are the major concern in Rajasthan, Haryana, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana. Rajasthan and Punjab reported the highest number of the samples with the uranium concentration exceeding 100 ppb parts per billion. Four United Nations Environmental Summits fell short in 2024. What happened is actually an activist who holds a place in the placard during the People's Plenary at the Conference of Party 29 United Nations Climate Change Conference in the Baku, Azerbaijan, November 21, 2024. At the heart of the talks breakdown lies a stark and a growing divergence in the national priorities. Developing nations grappling with the developmental challenges, economic constraints, and the consequences of the climate change. We have repeatedly demanded more technology transfers and financial support from the developed countries. The United Nations efforts to address critical environmental challenges hit multiple roadblocks this year. The four key summits in Colombia on biodiversity, Azerbaijan on climate, Saudi Arabia on the land degradation, and South Korea on plastics failing to deliver meaningful outcomes. This is a significant setback in the global efforts to address biodiversity loss and climate change, the potentially leading to delayed action on critical issues such as climate finance, drought mitigation, and plastic pollution, with the most vulnerable countries potentially suffering the greatest impact. The partial or full failures of these talks raise pressing concerns about the global community's ability to combat biodiversity loss, climate change, and other urgent environmental crises. Understanding the reasons behind these setbacks and their implications for our global cooperation is essential to charting a more effective path forward. Advanced technology helped create safe environment for women in 93 smart cities study. Cities also install a real-time monitoring system through the integrating command and control center ICCs, integrating of which with the police operations has enhanced evidence-based policing nationwide, the report said. The national level study has focused on smart cities of Chennai, Nagpur, and Tumakuru for the tailored primary impact assessment. A safe urban environment for women has been created across 93 smart cities in the country, with the installation of over 59,802 CCTV cameras and emergency call boxes, according to a study by the Indian Institute of Management, Bengaluru. Cities also installed real-time monitoring systems for the integrated command and control center ICCC's integration of which the police operations has enhanced evidence-based policing nationwide, the report said. ICCC, the operational hub for the smart city handling day-to-day exceptions and disasters. Dr. Saleh Maharashtra government decision to let the homeopaths prescribe allopathic medicines. Doctors said that there exist worldwide benchmarks for healthcare and caution against the lowering standards by the introducing shortcuts such as certificate course and mixopathy. Senior doctors across the country have expressed the dismay at the rent move by the Maharashtra State Food and Drug Administration (FDA), allowing homeopaths who have completed the certificate course in the modern pharmacology to prescribe allopathic medicines. While the decision was taken 2 months ago, the final order was issued recently. The state government has issued a notification on June 25, 2014, amending the Maharashtra Medical Homeopathic Practitioners Act 1965, enabling the homeopathic practitioners to practice allopathic after the passing the approved course. Stating the Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery (MBBS) curriculum is the global standard for the training required to prescribe modern medicines, Rajiv Jayadevan, chairman of the research cell of the Kerala State Indian Medical Association, said that homeopathy is based on the set of principles and beliefs that are neither compatible with nor supported by the evidence based on the framework of the modern medicine. Prescribing modern medicines should only be done by those who have completed MBBS and are licensed to practice modern medicine. A certificate course cannot replace the depth and breadth of the degree of MBBS. Similarly, modern medicines doctors should not prescribe homeopathic or Ayurvedic remedies as they have not undergone the recommended training, he said. Doctors said that there exists worldwide a benchmark for healthcare and caution against the lowering of the standards by introducing shortcuts such as certificate course and mixopathy. SpaceX, first of many as Indian Space Research Organization, prepares for Chandrayaan-4. ISRO chairman S. Somnath, with the senior ISRO scientists and the directors of various centers during a press conference after the successfully launched of the first SpaceX mission in Sriharikota on December 30, 2024. On New Year's Eve, Chris chairman S. Somnath said 2025 will be an exciting year as ISRO will launch 4 GSLV rockets, 3 PSLV launches as well as an SSLV launch. There will be a series of space docking experiments before the Indian Research Organization embarks on the Chandrayaan-4 mission to bring the soil samples from the moon to the Earth, ISRO has said. On December 30, 2024, the C-60 mission of the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle (PSLV) placed the 2 satellites each weighing 220 kg in orbit. They will rendezvous and talk with each other as a part of the ISRO's first space docking experiment. SpaceX Mr. Chairman, as Somnath said, the nominal time for the docking will be approximately January 7. He added the two space access flights have moved one behind the other. So over a period of time, they will pick up the further distances. The distance will increase by the 20 kilometers over the next few days, and then rendezvous and docking the process will start. At last is a famous personality, former president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela, whose full name is Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, born on Rolihlahla Mandela, 18 July 1918, after 5 December 2013. Was a South African anti-apartheid activist and a politician who served as the first president of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. He was country's first black head of the state and the first elected in a fully representative democratic election. His government focused on dismantling the legacy of the apartheid by fostering racial reconciliation. Ideologically an African nationalist and a socialist, he served as the president of the African National Congress ANC party from 1991 to 1997. Mandela was a controversial figure for such much of his life, although critics on the right denounced him as a communist terrorist and those on the far left deemed him too eager to negotiate and reconcile with the apartheid supporters. He gained international acclaim for his activism. Globally regarded as the icon of the democracy and social justice, he received more than 250 honors, including the Nobel Peace Prize. He is held in the deep respect of the South Africa, where he is often referred by his Tambo clan name Madiba, described as the father of the nation. Nelson Mandela says a very famous quotation. He says that what counts in life is not mere fact that we have lived, is what difference we have made to lives with the lives of others that will determine the significance of life we led. Okay, thank you.